back. Gentleman from New York reserves. Gentleman from Ohio is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield 2 minutes to the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Roy.
Mr. Roy is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Speaker. I thank the gentleman from Ohio. Fact, this assault weapon ban bill is unconstitutional. Chairman Nadler even recognized when he stated that, quote, the problem is that these weapons are in common use. And in Heller, the Supreme Court ruled that the Bill of Rights clearly protects firearms in common use. This is an unconstitutional piece of legislation. Fact, this assault weapons bill will ban the weapons in common use, and my colleagues will most assuredly target citizens to take their guns. In the words of Democratic perpetual candidate Beto O'Rourke, hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47. That's the truth, and everyone knows it. Don't hide behind it. Everybody knows precisely what my colleagues on the other side of the aisle are doing. Fact, less than 2% of all prisoners had a firearm obtained from a retail source at the time they committed their crimes. Only 13% of the offenders in state prison population obtained their firearms from a retail source. Criminals usually don't get their guns at gun stores through legal channels. That's the fact. Another fact, upwards of 80% are committed by people with prior arrest records, often by people with prior convictions for violent crimes or prior weapons offenses, and almost none of our gun control proposals, and particularly this one, are targeted at this group. That's the truth. Those are the facts. The fact, as Thomas Jefferson said, the strongest reason for the people to retain the right to keep and bear arms is as a last resort to protect themselves against tyranny and government, the precise kind of tyranny that my colleagues are exercising today. Precisely when they're opening our borders up to lawless cartels and gangs, precisely when they're defunding the police, precisely when they're making our communities unsafe, they want to limit the ability of the American people to defend themselves and to exercise their Second Amendment rights to protect their families. That's what's happening on the floor, so my colleagues can appeal to their liberal white voters while they ignore the black men and women and brown men and women who are buying weapons to defend themselves in criminal hellholes in our country.
Gentleman's time has expired.